So this thing, it runs, but it doesn't run good. Right around 4,000, like 4,500, 5 grand when you're in the boost, it breaks up. I lose a cylinder or two, and it doesn't come back for like 10 minutes. So I've been chasing this problem for a while. So we will be diagnosing it and trying to fix it by essentially just changing everything in an order. So here's what I'm doing today. So today I got the intercooler off and the intake elbow off, which kind of just wraps around that way and has the throttle body. I loomed everything, and I rerouted a couple things, so it looks a little nicer, it's a little bit more protected. Changed the, this is the coolant sensor, I changed that, and then on the other side, that's the knock sensor, but right below that is the intake air charge temperature sensor. Replaced that as well, and I'm going to be making a little block off plate for the EGR because we are emissions exempt. To do that, took an advanced auto receipt and just did like a rubbing on it. You can see the outline right there. So that's what I'm blocking off, and I'm going to cut it out of a piece of like sheet metal for now and drill the holes. Nice little plate. These are the old sensors. This is the intake charge one. That's just a little thermistor, which basically just changes resistance according to temperature. So you can test that with a multimeter on ohms, and I tested it, and this one was actually fine. Also, this is the coolant temperature sensor. It's a little bit different because it's submersed in coolant, but this is also a thermistor. Same thing, resistance changes according to temperature. So I'm doing that. This is the idle air control solenoid. It's just a little plunger that moves up and down when you put power to it. This is just electromagnet. It's forward, wow. So I just cleaned that out with some brake clean. Somebody made this plate, which here's where it mounts. Somebody made this plate, which goes here. So I guess this motor wasn't working or it was sticking or something. So they made this so it wouldn't idle too high, which is super fucking ghetto, but I guess it worked. But this is why it dies after I come out of boost. And so I'm trying to breathe through that tiny asshole and through this. So the plate would go here, there's the bolt holes, and then on there. So that's pretty bootleg, but I'm about to do the same thing with the EGR, but because I'm blocking it off. So now I'm chasing this Misfire, which ultimately sucks because it only misfires after you hit like 5 grand in the boost while it's hot. So that's easy to chase down. And then it only misfires for about 5 minutes after that. Got all the plug wires off and all the plugs out. Just did a compression test. Cylinder 2 is at 90, where all the other ones are at 120. So already doing good. Also, when I pulled the plugs, the motor was hot, and I noticed this plug was a little bit cooler than the rest. I could actually hold this in my hand, where all the other ones would burn me. I tried pulling the injectors while it was misfiring, but I think it's number 3 injector that could be bad. I'm also going to pull the valve cover because I'm not really sure. I want to check out that again, even though I looked at it when I did the valve cover gasket and everything looked mint. So, still chasing this issue. I'm going to actually rate the compression on the valve cover so I remember. I got this Harbor Freight tester, which honestly sucks. It has these adapters, but the threads don't start until that far down in the head. So here's how I'm doing it. Because I only have one person. That's a bad one. A little bit better. 100, 120, and the back one is 120. So now I'm going to pull the intake elbow again and probably swap out. I have one extra injector that was flow checked by Marin Fuel Injector. It was flowing a little bit high, but it's going to be probably better than the one I have in there. So I'm going to throw that in, and then I'm going to pull the valve cover and see what the hell's going on under there. So I just got the valve cover off. Quick design flaw. Can't get the back of it out because of the cowl. So I guess I'll have to figure that out at a later date. But I spun her over a couple times, which I'll do now. Everything seems to be fine. Oh yeah, oil pump just primed. So everything's working. I don't see anything drastically fucked up. So I'll rule that out for the moment, but not forever. So I'm gonna put the valve cover back on, change that one injector, which is injector 3, which I think the problem is with my rich one. And I guess we'll see how she runs after that. So I got my block off plate right there. Putting that back on, putting the elbow back on. Like I said, wire loomed everything. Put another clamp right here. Hold up the wiring harness. I rerouted shit so it's a little better. Changed the distributor cap, which I've been trying to get because this is the original. This is the one I ordered from Rock Auto. See it, the middle? There's like a divot right there. There's supposed to be a piece of graphite in there, just like this one. So this one's brand new, but I can't use it, and I think I only paid $4 for it because it's from Rock Auto. So, trash can. This is the one I was running. It's a little smoked. See the white line on there? So, well, I guess I could throw this in the trash too. So we're getting her put back on. New coolant temp, intake charge temp, EGR block off, new cap, and cleaned up the wiring. So hopefully that helps some runnability, but I doubt it. But we're still gonna beat the shit out of it on a test run. Well, it I know it's a little fucked up, but hey, now I can say I have a cam. Fucking cammed out, bro. Fucking sick, big lumpy cam in this bitch. So we're ripping her. Pretty much no change, but figured I'd let you guys hear the blow-off valve. Zoom in on the boost gauge here. Got her up to 15, you know. Third gear pull. It's spinning because it's raining right now. Put it up, spinning again. Not too bad, I guess. Still pretty slow. Need more power. I also got this guy today, the old breakout box. Probably back in like 1988, this was probably like $500, but I got it for $30. So what a breakout box is, this side, what the wiring harness plugs into, and then this side plugs into the computer. And then you got all your terminals. This is every terminal on there. You could check them with a fine ground. Check the terminals with a multimeter, and you'll know if the sensor is reading right, if you know what voltage that sensor is supposed to be reading. I'm sure there's a chart somewhere I can find. But, yo, here's your OBD1 scanner, bro. So, I gotta figure this thing out. I just picked it up. But, pretty cool. Interesting timing, distributor computed. So it's pretty cool. But still trying to get her faster. Might be getting a line on some aftermarket parts like ECU, turbo, injectors. So we'll have to see about that too. The fuel regulator is on a vacuum, so at 0 it's at 40, and then it will go down with vacuum. And then with boost it should rise, should go up there. So basically while I'm in the boost, it should go up. So here we go, test 1. I'm gonna do a second gear pull. So there's boost. Alright. Boost. Then you'll see it drop out. So we're not moving enough fuel. Drops right down to 40 and probably below. I just get out of it before. So that's a good issue. Well, myth confirmed. I'm running out of fuel in the upper RPMs. So I have a Walboro 255 for that shit. So we'll get her put in. This is a stock sending unit for a Ranger Subaru parts. Stupid mail. This is the ring for the top. Got to pull the bed off and put in my Walboro 255, and we'll be in business. It's actually the one that came out of my Subaru, so you know, hopefully I won't get rod knocked. Damn, yo, this iPhone kicks ass though. Way better video. Way better today. This is how I get shit done because I have no friends. Just extra ratchet straps, get the engine hoist in there. You know, I had this one going to adjust the tilt, but we got her just about enough off to access the fuel pump here. So we're in good shape. Get that Walboro in, you know? So here's the stocky. You got the little rubber grommet. There's a screen at the bottom. Positive, negative. Got your squeeze clamps. I don't know what the fuck they're called. They're called really hard to get off. So I cut the squeeze clamp with a Dremel. I took off the old fuel pump. This thing fits in here so good. It was like it was meant to be. And it probably was. Bigger fuel pump, bigger burnouts. So I took some time to, I would say repair, but it's still really fucking hacked. So I'll say it was held up by this before. But it's a little more solid. Onto the cab, so I can't wait. I'm gonna get horrible exhaust drone. So that's gonna be cool. But yeah, new Walboro 255 sending unit. Even did the filler neck because my other one was fucked. Now I just got to get this floating bed back on by myself and we'll be in great shape. So fuck yeah. I think it's gonna rip. Yo. Pretty pimpin', huh? I just gotta let it down slow and kind of push it forward a little bit because I'm maxed out there. But I got it off by myself, so let's see how this fucking goes. Slow. You can probably tell. I just manhandled it on there. And she's doing good, don't you know? Oh man. A little adjustment. Oh, touching there, alright. Man, the fuel pump didn't work. Still breaking up. It's definitely faster up until it breaks up. So, I mean, we're on the right track. Next, I have a TFI module. And then I got a distributor pickup as well. I'm going to throw in. And if that doesn't fix my problem, I've pretty much changed everything besides the TPS, throttle position sensor. So it's probably motor related at that point. I don't know. I did a compression test. They were all within, I don't know. They were all 120 except for one was 100. So let me know what you think of that. So I'm going to do that distributor shit next video and pray to fucking God it fixes. Thank you for watching. It's getting cold as shit over here in Connecticut. It's 35 degrees. It went from 80 to 35. Like, what the fuck? And can't wait to be done with this so I can get to the next project. Oh, I got some new parts I want to show you real quick.
Normal human being would get it running right and then buy cool shit, but not me. This is Stinger Performance Pimp Access Engine Management 1.2. Notice the nipple. It's got an onboard map sensor and it's basically Megasquirt 3 in a Ford computer case, so you can hook up to the factory connector. So also got a wideband in here. There's the sensor, and I got a gauge in here as well. So stay tuned for some tuning, or maybe I should say some blowing up, and me at the helm. Stay tuned, dudes.